Here we are.
Yes.
Part 2.
I know, I love it.
We already did part 1 up at your house. But
yes.
We have so much to discuss.
Everything.
And I have notes because I realized there are so many things I don't know about you.
What? How is that possible?
I don't know, but let's get right to the special, My Life on the PTSD List, which I couldn't believe, your 21st special.
Yes. I have the record for more stand-up specials than any comedian, male or female, living or dead, because, and I get really braggy and annoying about it, because I want the young ladies to know coming up, when you're a female in this business, you have to work 10 times harder, jump 10 times higher. That's the way it was. It's still like that. I stand by it.
Yeah, but that's an absurd amount of material.
I am prolific.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I'm a genius, but I am the Taylor Swift of stand-up comedy.
Exactly. You are
prolific.
Absolutely. That was the what I drew. Okay. The interesting thing is you actually go there on this special for real. You talk about the photo.
Yep, the famous Trump decapitated head photo,
which got
me into a lot of trouble.
Which we're going to talk about. The divorce, which we know about.
Which laid me out.
I know. We're going to get the cancer, which was not fun.
I have half a lung, you guys.
Well, you're doing great.
Half a lung.
You know what? My mother had a friend that when she had to have a hysterectomy, she made them weigh it so she knew what weight she actually lost.
Oh, it's such a good diet.
Isn't it? So I'm going to say,
I had a hysterectomy as well, so I think I took off at least 3 to 5 pounds.
Yeah. So,
which is why I can fit into these jeans.
Which
so I
look great.
highly recommend just having a hysterectomy, even if you're a man. Just have one.
I think it makes weight loss, but she wanted to make sure that she knew what her actual weight was, not the fake weight.
It's the new gastro bypass.
I like that. But you hit on a couple things that we didn't know about. You talked about addiction and you talked about suicide, or attempted suicide. Why those two topics that you had kept very private in the past few years in the press?
Because I think there's something in the air now where people are willing to talk about this stuff. And I talk about suicidal ideation, which I still struggle with. I get down in the dumps, as my mom used to say. And I feel so strongly that I'm not the only one, because the world is so crazy right now. We're so divided, which I hate. And it gets in my head. And then I got addicted to prescription pills, which I'm not proud of, but it is sort of funny that I got addicted at the age of 57.
I would say you were late to the party.
Late to the party.
Think about if you had.
I should have been with Lohan and Paris Hilton and Britney and
if you had
those girls.
I was going to say you missed the fun time.
Yes.
I mean, better late than never.
But I guess so. And so I'm 64 now. Oh, I turned 65 in a couple of weeks, and I can't wait for the discounts.
Oh, that's right.
I'm very excited about the discounts.
Have you gotten the card yet?
No.
Oh, that's going to be apparently you get a card. I don't know, but apparently you get a card.
I want a card.
And my mom was so excited because you could go to the movies for cheap.
That's what I want.
Yes.
And I want to see that new Kanye documentary, which I hear is insane.
Isn't that streaming or is it only in theaters?
It's only in theaters now, but it'll probably be streaming. Now, I used to live next door to Kim and Kanye.
Oh, that's right, you did.
At the height of their Kim and Kanye. They had 2 kids then. Yep. And I do talk about it in my new special on YouTube, Kathy Griffin, My Life on the PTSD List.
Yes.
Because, well, listen, nobody would buy this special. I was like, as your mother would say, like a dog. I was crawling from streamer to network, begging. And then finally I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to put it on YouTube. It's free. It's my gift to the fans. It's free.
It's free.
Enjoy it.
And everybody loves free.
Yep.
But I realized, again, I don't even know what your childhood was like.
Oh, well, okay. There was some drinking involved in my Irish Catholic family.
Shocking.
Irish Catholic on both sides. And guess what? I don't know if you knew this, but I'm inbred. Yes, my grandmother's maiden name is Griffin.
How very royal of you.
Yes.
Because the royals all inbreed.
Oh, just cousins, just sleeping with cousins. And
that's why they have weak chins, but you don't have a weak chin, so maybe it was just.
I've had a little work done. Okay. You know, my new tour is called New Face, New Tour.
Well, you know what my mom used to joke, her name was Nana Newface.
Oh, Nana Newface is here.
Yes, Nana Newface.
And would he know her or not know her?
He could pick her out in a crowd.
By the smell and the other ways to be familiar, I understand.
Nana Newface.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about your childhood. What was it like? Were you funny? Were you popular?
Obnoxious, in trouble all the time. Every report card said she's boy crazy and too busy being the class clown. She would be smart if she could apply herself. which I applied myself to trying to be funny.
Right. So, by the way,
and
they
those
just didn't
nuns-
understand. Oh, so you had the nuns.
I had the nun. Okay, so get this.
Oh,
This is how old timey. I got in trouble one time, and we used to have a thing called a cloak room, which meant where you put your coat in the
coat
winter. So this is in Chicago. And so one time the nun made me put on my winter coat, and it had the little hook in the back, and she hung me up on a hook in the cloakroom.
Oh my God.
That was time out in my day.
By the way, yes, you were.
I should sue the Vatican. Class action suit.
By the way,
What?
would be very good because you could continue to promote the special.
That's what I'm saying.
My Life on the PTSD List.
Available on YouTube for free.
Exactly.
And I think the Pope loves free stuff. It's
He
very
does.
papal.
Also, a photo op.
Yes.
And Chicago.
Yes, we have and he's a White Sox fan.
You have a lot.
I think I should get him out of the Popehood and marry him. He can be the new Mr. Griffin.
I'm thinking a whole new career
Yeah.
for you.
The new holy Kathy Griffin.
A whole new special.
Wholly different.
Well, you brought up men.
Yeah.
You don't have a good picker. I had a terrible picker.
It's so broken,
okay.
Melissa.
But it took me a long time to realize how fucked up my choices were.
How did you realize your picker was broken, and what did you do to straighten it out and fix it up?
Well, I've written a bunch of checks.
Yes.
So, and we talked about that.
Yes.
And
checks too.
I realized that my last relationship really broke me.
Yeah.
And okay, this is going to sound terrible, but when I
What?
met Steve, my big fear was, and people told me talk about this, that he was a little boring. And my therapist said to me,
Where do I sign?
a little boring is good for you. You bring enough.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I realized there's so much instability and
How
understanding.
about just nice and kind?
And nice and kind. And it's the fact that like I fell in love with him, but it was a very slow roll. But I know why I was picked. I mean, I had full abandonment issues.
Mm-hmm.
I believed I could fix people
Yeah.
because clearly I could.
I mean,
Duh.
you're a producer.
Yeah, I can
produce these men.
I could fix. So what is it about you? Do you think, have you figured out why you keep picking these absolute shitheads?
I mean, shitheads.
Shitheads,
I
but
am not going to lie.
we do it over and
shitheads.
over and over again.
Over and over. I'm Kathy Griffin, and I never learned my lesson. Should be the next special. And I don't know why I'm a fool for love, but I've never been with a guy for money. I've never been with a guy who has any money or even a stable job unless I hire him.
Perfect.
I've actually employed my boyfriends and 2 husbands. That's how
Okay, so you
dark
did it
it gets.
twice.
Twice. So the first one, disaster. I was absolutely madly in love with him. And
I remember the first one. You were beyond.
I was done. I was like, I found him. He's
Yeah.
great. He's smart.
You would look at him and little stars would appear.
Embezzled from me.
I remember.
Like, oh, the feeling, the trust is gone.
Yeah, I remember the phone calls with my mom going,
Yeah.
he stole my money.
Oh my gosh. And like in the dark of night he would do it. Like
Right.
it was crazy. He would take remember in the days of ATM cards?
Yes.
He would take my ATM cards because I gave him the password.
Of course you did.
Because if we're out doing errands together, I'd pull over to the machine. I'd say, "Can you grab me some cash?" So when I was
here's the
asleep-
card. You have
here's
your
the
own
card.
version.
You're my husband.
Yeah.
So he would take the 2 cards and then he would go to the ATM machine and take out the max from each card for years before he got caught. Years I didn't know. And I was just sleeping at home because I had done a gig the night before and I was so professionally focused that and also it just wouldn't occur to me
Why
to
would someone
steal.
do that?
So I didn't think it would occur to him. And it was just, the trust was crushed.
Yeah.
So that damaged me, I think. Then when the next one came along, I was already so broken myself.
That you believe.
I didn't recognize another broken person. And I'm alleging he's broken. I'm not saying that. Let's not get sued.
No.
But rough. I mean, the last one, he could be the sweetest guy on the planet, and he could be not so sweet. And it chipped away at me.
And you were also together during a very hard time in your life.
Yes, I was canceled because of the Trump
Right.
picture. I got lung cancer even though I never smoked. Half a lung taken out. I got injured during the lung surgery.
You lost your mom.
Lost my mom who we both
get it.
We get it.
We got it.
I never got to have a proper memorial for my mom.
Because it was during COVID.
It was during COVID.
And COVID.
And COVID. And then I lost my voice.
Mm-hmm.
I now have an implant in my left vocal cord. Like, it's just been one thing after another. So I will say, though.
So you were beyond vulnerable.
Yes.
Vulnerable.
This is my bad. I made him my tour manager. So
okay,
like,
wait.
I know,
So now you've employed two.
Both of them.
Why?
Because I don't
so
learn.
smart.
I'm just thinking about the next joke. I'm focused on what's the next funny story, what's the next gig. Oh, Red Bank, New Jersey, gotta sell tickets.
Right.
Sell. Do press. Do the college newspaper. Do the local TV show.
I know.
The hamster wheel.
I know.
You know the hamster wheel.
Were,
yes.
and the fear that if you don't say yes, it's all over.
I'm from that era where you said yes to everything.
The nice thing is it's gone from my mother to me, which I know isn't healthy.
Yes.
I lay in bed at night and go, I know this isn't healthy, yet I continue to do it.
Right. So we have the awareness that our moms didn't, but we still have it in us. It's innate.
It's fear.
And just FYI,
it's fear.
To give my mom a break. My mom, get this is an Irish Catholic thing. She was the youngest of 16. Take that in as a mom. 16 children.
So she didn't know how to be a mother.
She didn't know how to be a human.
Yeah.
And my grandfather, fuck him.
Yeah.
What was he thinking? Because, Catholic, no birth control.
Also, no discussing anything.
No.
Nothing
Everything's
happened.
normal.
Yes.
Everything's normal here.
Yes.
Drinky.
Right. It hasn't happened.
And so my parents being crazy and needing the box of wine, after a while, I just gave them the box of wine. One year, what my mother asked for Christmas?
A corkscrew?
Hennessy. Is she a rapper? I mean, what does that even mean? Give me Hennessy. So I got her some Hennessy.
Made sense. It's what she wanted.
She wasn't driving anymore. She was harmless, so I got her Hennessy.
But let's talk about grief.
Oh,
it's a killer.
It's a killer.
How did you start to move forward? Because I went through it with my dad. How I got through it was I didn't have a choice.
You just had to go forward.
I was, 18 years old.
Yeah. In school, not getting along with my mother. Were you able to keep your grades up? Did you use school to focus, or did the grades slide?
Let's just say they weren't great.
Okay.
But I made, again,
but you didn't drop out.
But I made very bad decisions. I dated someone incredibly toxic.
Yeah, I
because
remember that.
My dad killed himself, so clearly I could save someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know where these issues come from.
I'm still mad at that guy you dated.
Oh, I'm still mad at so many of them. There's one that I would literally speed up.
I would take him out for you.
I would
just
speed
one
up.
call, and I would call a guy.
Now, I always wonder, would I just tap them as a warning, or would I actually let them hit the windshield?
I say let him hit the windshield.
See, I'm more of a tap because I like the fear. I'm big into not necessarily doing it.
You're more of a serial killer.
I am.
And I'm more of an impulse killer.
Right. I'm more of, I want the ongoing fear.
Got it.
And that's how I
it's kind of like a Batman villain.
Yes,
where
but that's
you want to
also,
hear their last wishes.
But that's why my relationship now works. He just has that little bit of fear.
Healthy.
That I could lose my shit at any minute.
Yes.
And that was also my parenting trick. Little oh shit, this isn't going to be good. Because I used to say to him, you better think very carefully about the next thing that's going to come out of your mouth.
I know. And now that Cooper is 4.
Yes.
So when I saw him, I still can't get over.
He's like an adult.
Grew up.
Yeah.
Because I just think of him as little, and I think of the birthday parties, and I think of your mother talking about it.
Do you know what
a big deal it was when he turned 5, and now he's a grown-up.
Do you know what came back to haunt me?
What?
Was I used to say to him, I can sell you on eBay.
That's terrible.
And he threw that in my face a couple weeks ago. That wasn't funny. I'm like, yeah, it was. He was like, that could have messed me up. I go,
of course.
But I said to him, clearly I didn't, because if I had done my job properly, you never would have moved out.
Right.
If I messed you up just a touch, you would never love anybody more than mommy and never want to leave
lived with you?
Of course I do. He's my baby.
Oh my God, you're one of those helicopter.
No, it's because he's my only child.
Yeah.
It's just him and me.
Why do you think you didn't have more?
I wanted to, but I didn't. My ex-husband and I separated when Cooper was 9 months old. And then I thought about it a couple times.
It must have been so hard to have a baby.
Well, especially because I had to share him.
like a little baby.
But I had to share them, and I didn't want to share.
Oh
No.
How did you handle seeing your ex? Like
It wasn't seeing
God
my
I don't have
ex.
kids.
It was seeing his second wife holding my baby.
Okay, I don't know how women do that.
I didn't handle it well. Let's just
no.
leave it at I didn't.
Okay.
I did a lot of
that's gotta be
behavior
hard.
that I'm not super proud of.
Yeah.
And then they had a child, so Cooper has a
As
half
the wife
sister.
of the Pope, I'm absolving you.
I appreciate that, especially as a Jew.
Mm-hmm.
So when all of this went down, and you basically are living in your hell, and I know this with my mom.
Yeah.
How did you deal with the first time you got on stage? Because my mother dealt with it by talking about the suicide head on
That's what I did.
and saying to people, "We all know what happened
My first
to
show
me."
back, I talked about becoming addicted to pills, making it comedic because I was 57, and my first AA meeting when everybody else is like 19 or whatever, and then talking about the suicide attempt because I literally tried. I was so messed up on drugs. I tried to squish myself into a vase and then roll myself into the pool.
How big was it?
It
Like
was a 2,000-pound vase. I couldn't
so
even
one of those
climb
cement
on the,
things.
Yes, it was
like an outdoor planter.
It was a giant outdoor planter. And by the way, very nice.
I was
have
going to
nothing
say,
against the
you
vase.
we're going to get to. You have amazing taste and are like an architecture freak.
I'm an architecture freak. By the way, I've been wanting to be an Archie-Digest, but they keep saying you're too D-list because I'm so tacky.
But you know what?
But
you're actually PTSD List.
Thank you.
We talk
Which
about
is
that on your
new
YouTube special.
on
Yes.
YouTube for free.
Yes.
But I knew that the minute my shoes, and no disrespect to your mother, because hold on, I am wearing
Yes, we're going to talk about
a pair
that
of your mother's Hermes heels that are worn in because she wore them doing stand-up, and she would yell at me because I can't do stand-up in heels anymore.
Well,
even this is pain. It's beautiful, but it's pain.
But
and she would
how
yell
does
at me.
Nikki Glazer stand in those heels?
How does Nikki do it? And she's got the short dress
and can because of those legs.
and her legs go on for days.
But how does she do a tour in those shoes?
I don't know. Schumer did it for a long time.
She gave it up.
And I did it for a while.
My mom did it to the bitter end.
To the bitter end.
But the heels did get lower.
Yes, but still.
Well, because she knew the gays were in front and they appreciated good shoe.
And now I wear my lesbian shoes. And your audience knows exactly what I mean.
Yes.
And so I run out there, very sturdy and sensible.
Nice platform.
Yes, I could walk 10 miles.
Yeah.
And so that's how I dealt with the serious stuff in my life, is especially the divorce. We separated right before that tour started. And I thought...
But going on the road probably saved you.
Okay, so I'm just going to say stand-up comedy is the only and the best boyfriend I've ever had. So when I go back to stand-up, that's how I get back.
Right.
It's if I go away from well, I don't ever really go away.
No, but do you think it's...
Like when I was canceled, the hardest part was losing the permission to stand on stage and make people laugh.
Right. Well, and that's like what my mom said. You had to take the air out of the room. Like I go into meetings and I say, yes, she was. People are like, does it ever get old hearing about her? I'm like, if I say yes, I'm a total bitch, but that's the truth. And I say, no, she was wonderful. But I always have to take the air out of the room.
Yeah.
And she did that. And it sounds like what you did, but you just brought up the photo.
Yeah.
In hindsight.
Yes.
Do you look at it and say, wasn't that funny? Like I was trying to be funny and make a statement and question like, yeah, I probably should have worked this in the club a little bit more.
No, I think I look back on it and I regret the apology.
Really?
Because I took the photo and then I had a very famous publicist call me and say, you've got to do an apology video. And Rosie O'Donnell said, look, this is really serious. And then the White House was putting out a narrative that American service members were going to be beheaded in my name. And I had gone to Iraq and Afghanistan.
Which would then shrink the possible dating pool.
Wait, much smaller.
Much smaller.
Take a lot of
people
I was
would really be
trim
scared.
the fat, but
no,
that would
we
be
can't say
too
that.
much.
No.
Can't say it. But
you had actually done like the USO. You had really done.
I've performed in Afghanistan for the troops, Uzbekistan, Kuwait, Iraq, under mortar fire.
Right. No,
and
you
one time I've done it on camera, I've done it off camera.
You did the whole Bob Hope thing.
I met with your mom specifically to say, give me some tips about performing for the troops in a war zone.
Because my mother had done USO.
the OG with
Yeah.
Bob Hope.
Yes.
And so she gave me great tips. And that was an experience, by the way, I think every comedian should do. And not just do a base in America, but actually go overseas, because it was a life-changing experience. And it does hurt me to this day. The military really turned on me because of that photo. And yet, when I was performing over there, and I'm a big old liberal, there's no secret,
Yeah.
but I really was touched when these military members would say, I may not agree with you,
But you're funny.
I'm fighting for your right to say it.
Absolutely.
And so even though that picture is offensive and it's gory and it's too far, the problem is I don't want to deny it or take it back, because my First Amendment rights were actually violated by the federal government. I was put under an investigation by the Department of Justice, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and the Secret Service.
Oh, it was, and you were getting
I was
desperate.
on the no-fly list. I was on the Interpol list, which is the international version of the no-fly list.
No
I couldn't
joke,
work.
but
No.
it was. I mean, it really.
It was seismic.
It was seismic, and I think people just knew the really little part of how bad it was, but it permeated your life.
It took me down.
Yeah.
I really couldn't leave my house. I had many people confront me on the street. I remember one time I even went to a memorial and some woman looked at me and screamed, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're here." And it was at a memorial, and then everyone had turned like an E.F. Hutton commercial.
Right, like,
and I'm just like, I'm just here at this memorial. Our friend passed away. Let's not talk about the picture here. And it was Gavin Becker was there.
By
He's
the way,
a security expert.
Gavin lived over our garage in our guest house.
What?
Yeah, we are client number 3. Client 1
Client
was
number-
Cher. Client 2 was Olivia Newton-John, and client 3 was my family.
Okay.
So, by the way, when during the fires, I called Gavin and said, I have to get in there.
Yeah.
And he put me in touch with this guy and helped me get in much earlier.
He knows everybody. I knew him through Brooke Shields.
He
loved Brooke.
Adored and still does adore
Yes,
Brooke.
good.
Like
I'm
he would have
glad.
married Brooke if he could have, I think.
Yep. Great.
Yeah.
He loved her.
Loved her.
Now, Brooke Shields is technically not speaking to me.
Why?
Because I told a story a long time ago in one of my specials about her second wedding, which she came to see live and liked it. But then when it was on the special,
Didn't like it.
I get it. That there's a difference between seeing something in a relatively small group and you're kind of sharing this moment. And she came up to me after the performance and was like, "Oh, don't forget when my mom said this crazy thing."
Right.
Because Brooke's mom was a very famous momager long before Kris
She was
Jenner.
the momager before there were momagers.
Thank you.
And took a lot of heat for it.
Took a lot of heat for it, but I loved me a good drunk.
Yeah.
And she was an alcoholic,
makes
and
you-
they went on Barbara Walters and talked about her alcoholism. It wasn't a secret.
It was a bond.
And I actually loved Terry.
Yeah, Terry was hilarious.
And she was funny.
yes, Terry was,
She was
hilarious.
funny. But I understand that it maybe wasn't so fun to have her as a mom.
Oh, 100%.
And so I get that. And so I do miss Brooke, because being on a show with her changed my whole life overnight.
Yeah, Suddenly Susan.
Suddenly Susan for
And
4
isn't that where you
years.
and my mom met?
She played my mother.
Yep.
She played on multiple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to dish.
Okay.
One thing that I just stuck with me is the showrunners, the writers, they were great guys, but when your mom would improvise a line that was better than what they wrote, and sorry, that's the truth, to watch them tell her, "No, you can't say it," was one of those moments where, like I said, I still will say to young women, the sexism is still bad and out there. I watched Joan Rivers be told, "No, you have to say the line I wrote." And then I, as a cast member, thought, "Oh, I can smooth this over." And I went up to them, and then I was on the shit list.
Right.
But your mom would just be riffing stuff that was so amazing.
Do you know what show that happened to her on?
No,
also?
tell me.
Hot in Cleveland.
I find that astounding.
Yeah, she did a Hot in Cleveland, and
Is it an ego issue on part of the writers?
No, I mean, one can only assume. But one thing I always know, and something that we have in common that we've never talked about, is we know when to shut up and learn.
Yeah.
We know when to shut up, and knowing I knew when I would meet certain people. I mean, there was a very famous journalist named Nancy Collins. She's still alive.
Yeah.
And I used to say, "Oh, they're so nice," or "This person's great." And she turned to me once, very famous celebrity interviewing journalist, and said to me, no one beats their wife in front of you. Never forget that.
Wow.
And that has stuck with me my entire career.
Wow.
So someone might be great on the red carpet and you're like, oh my God, I love them. They're great.
Yeah.
No one beats their wife in front of you.
No.
Isn't that a great line?
I mean, except Mel Gibson.
Well,
but that's public.
But you know what?
Public.
That's part of the persona.
Yes.
That's part of the persona. That's part of the attraction.
Do you know what I've never told you?
What?
One thing I struggled with your mom is I sometimes found it difficult to work with her because I was such a fan that if we would be in a scene together, I would kind of leave my body because I was still going like, I'm this girl from Illinois.
Right.
And now Joan Rivers is playing my mom. Like, get it together, Griffin. You're on camera. You have to act too. But when you say shut up and listen, when we would have our dinners, I don't know if I told you this, but the last dinner that we had together, I actually had to say to her, I don't want you to bring any of your gay friends because they're going to monopolize you. And I
Wait,
want
was that
you
when you
all
guys
to
went
myself.
to Cher's?
No.
When no one, no, but the deal was no one in hair and makeup.
Nobody had
and
to have
you and my
makeup.
mom ate, and Cher decided to fast and wasn't eating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Cher's one night. I also have not seen Cher since the Trump head picture, which is very hurtful to me, but I also understand it. It's a very controversial thing. I get it. But I did really enjoy her company very much.
But I love the fact my mom came home and said, we felt so bad because we were eating and she was fasting, and Kathy and I were just like,
Nobu.
Yeah.
She ordered everything
Nobu.
on the Nobu menu.
And she said, you two were just like, oh my God, I'm such a fat pig for
and
eating
that
this.
was an out-of-body experience because I almost didn't want to participate in the convo because I'm watching your mom and Cher talk about everything from the variety shows back in the day to Billy Samuth.
Oh God.
I mean, there was a manager
that
they both had, and
that was a very troubled relationship.
with
A very
him.
troubled relationship with me.
Okay, so what they were talking about was how to deal with a man in the business who's actually really charming and makes you laugh a lot, but ultimately, I think Cher took him to court.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. So we're not trying to slander anybody.
No, but he's passed away, and he was.
And you can't defame the dead.
No, but he was horrible to my mother. Publicly said things about me that were just outrageous.
What was that about?
And then my mother dies. He doesn't say anything nice, and then right before he died, he calls me for absolution.
I can't.
And I just was like,
the layers.
I don't care. And then people start calling, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay that he died? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no connection to this person.
I've only had negative experiences.
But yet he was such a huge part of my childhood, and we had good experiences. But why are you coming to me
He kind of broke your mom's heart.
Yes, he did.
And even Cher was saying he
did.
broke her heart too because they really liked him.
It was family. We would go on
as
vacation
a family
together.
member. Then he betrayed them.
Yes, which was his own problems. But don't call me.
No.
First of all, you haven't talked to me in however many years, but
don't call you for absolution.
What do you want me to say to you?
Right.
You broke my mother's heart.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to say it's okay.
The truth.
It isn't okay.
No. And that's what we do. We speak the truth.
Exactly. Speaking of truth.
Yes.
What do you miss about your relationship with your mother the most?
I miss when...
Because that's always a hard question for me.
Okay. Whenever I would go to an award show or be presenting or be nominated or whatever, I would go to my mom, still in the ball gown, still in the full hair and makeup.
Full kabuki.
Full kabuki, and tell her everything about who was naughty and who was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say, Mom, you're not going to believe it. Helen Mirren came up to me and she knew my name.
Right.
She said, hi, Kathy. And you're not going to believe it, but this person was an asshole and they said this. And this person got mad at me and confronted me and said, don't ever put me in your act.
Right.
And she would love
The
that.
whole download the whole evening.
Download the whole evening. And I actually have one painting that was a fan painting, which was really special. And it was from a picture I posted of me in the dress on my mom's bed. She, of course, was in the muumuu and may have had some wine.
I was going to say, and
there was some $2 chuck involved.
A little
And
Boone Hill.
There was, by the way, talk about mourning. My mother really mourned when they took $2 chuck away.
Really?
And when it went to $3 chuck, she wasn't having it.
No, I remember in college taking, the Boone Hill out of the pre-cooled.
Okay. All right. So when you get asked that question, which I know you get asked all the time, I get asked that question about you. People come up to me and go, what does Melissa miss the most? So what is your go-to?
I miss the shorthand.
Oh.
I miss being able to pick up the phone and she'll say, I was at blah, blah, blah. And then so-and-so walked in. I'm like, oh my God, like I know.
Here we go.
And, I'm an only child. So I feel very often that fabric of my life is gone. There'll be never anyone that, and you would say, and then so-and-so showed up and I'd be like, oh my God.
Right.
And we didn't have to explain what that meant.
Right. Like I remember the first time I had the nerve to ask your mom at dinner, how did your relationship with the gays start? And her answer was literally, oh. And that was
that's helpful.
That was the whole conversation.
No, but I
knew what she was saying. Like it's an inherent thing. It just happened. It was organic.
Yes.
It's a connection.
They
It's
pick these women.
disenfranchised people.
Yes. I was going to say and I've taken a very sort of sociological look at it. It's representing someone speaking for them.
Yeah. And by the way, when I say the gays, the young gays get mad at me because they go, don't put us in a box. I mean the LGBT community. Plus community.
Yes.
But when your mom and I were doing stand-up, the word wasn't gay.
No.
It was FAG.
Yes.
And every comic used that word like it was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I would go out and start my show with, where are my gays?
Which was your big line.
It was like a welcoming.
I remember.
This is a safe space.
You would be like, where are my gays? Like the whole, and they would all.
But when your mom just answered by going like, oh.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay. I hear the whole paragraph. I hear the whole essay.
Right. Okay. So we're talking moms.
Yes.
So let me just roll back for a sec.
Okay.
We had some issues and people keep asking me.
Yeah.
And to go through them all is ridiculous because it's called life.
Yeah.
And I did your podcast or your YouTube show and people keep saying, what happened? Why?
Yeah.
Why now? Well, first of all, because the world sucks.
Right.
And you want people in your life that you've known almost your entire life. We just had the auction of my mother's things. And you
epic.
called and left me a message saying, I'm bidding. What should I get?
And I was on live on TikTok and live YouTube.
I did not know when you did that.
Oh, yes. Everybody was invested in it.
So then I called you back. And I like to think, call it her hand, call it the devil's handiwork if you must. A Chanel bag has brought us back together. Show the evidence.
That's right.
Yep.
I bid
and got.
But first, I went to the preview the week prior.
And by the way, and I was
and
showing you.
And then I went up to you and I said,
what do I want?
What do I want?
Yes.
And you said, you want that Chanel bag.
And so I like to think her hand was in this. Because
seriously.
That would be so my mom, like, get them back together over a Chanel bag. Like, does that not scream of her?
It screams. She's in the room. I'm telling you. And I don't even believe in that stuff, but I do now.
You and my mom always said this, and I know this is like a weird transition, but we started on it. We're sitting in my new kitchen. You love architecture, design, and I was just at your house, which is unbelievable.
Thank you.
Now I remember your
the
first.
reason I want to say thank you is because when the ex and I broke up, one of his things is he would say, you'll never be able to survive without me. You'll never be able to handle this house without me. You'll never be able to take care of the dogs without me. So it means so much that you say that because it's like you're saying like, no, you don't need him to enjoy your own house that is paid off in cash.
Yep.
And I reupholstered everything.
Yes, I was saying. But by the way, and you've done what I've done, which is use indoor outdoor fabric because you have pets.
Yes. And I have a lot of glass and stuff gets dyed. But I really appreciate that compliment because I still do have that insecurity of what if he was right? What if I can't do these things?
But you've always had this. I remember your first big house and it was called Wings.
Yes, it had a name.
And it was a major architectural house.
It's the house on my life on the D list.
Okay, but
so if you want to watch that, it was a crazy house. It was shaped like a bird in flight. Is how the description was. And of course, having a house with a name is obnoxious.
Oh,
but
my mother got you the guest book that said Wings.
She got me the guest book, and she wisely said, only have famous people sign it. No one cares about your fucking cousin.
Yeah.
And she was right. So only celebrities sign the guest book. No one cares about my cousin. And that house was super cool.
Right. But you've gone in and done many houses. It's your thing. Do you think if it all went away, you would be like, oh, I could be a decorator or an architect? Would that make you happy?
I wish, because I do have a love for it, but I don't have the ability to do it. So when it's done, I go, oh my God, I love it, I love it, I love it. But I do put the homosexuals in charge. I don't let straight people anywhere near my valuables.
Nope.
and I just do whatever they say.
But you have a whole purse display. I would be worried things would go missing. Or is it locked?
It's locked, and also it's locked in my mind.
Right.
And I'm such a bitter, vindictive bitch that I would know, like, I would retrace the crime scene and the steps, and I have cameras in my house. And it's a whole thing. I would get very DIY about it.
Are you a DIY person?
Yes, of course.
Do you watch all the... What show... Like, my guilty pleasure is Below Deck.
Okay.
But I also love the Great British Baking Show.
Yes.
But I can't bake.
Neither.
But I feel like...
but I've seen every episode.
And I worry.
And
I worry.
I would kill to be on that show, but I know I've become too controversial.
But no, they
I
do
love
do
the comedians that are on that
but
show.
But they also do a celebrity version here in the U.S. because we're not nice enough as a society.
Jesse Tyler Ferguson did it.
Right, but we're not nice enough as a society to only compete for a cake plate.
No.
Like, I couldn't do it because I can barely turn on my oven.
Yeah, I can't boil water.
No, I can do that.
Okay, and I can hire someone. I can do that.
I'm so good at that. So good at that. So what?
Okay, so our beef is squashed.
Oh.
That's the most important
Yes,
thing.
I was going to say it's...
And it was
a very complicated time.
Yeah.
In my life, in your life, in the show's life.
Yeah.
It turned into a shit show.
Well, let me tell you something that I don't know if I ever told you, but the day your mother passed, I got a text from Andy Cohen, and he and I have a very strained relationship. Yes. I'm sorry, but it's true. And he said, you should take Joan's job. Mm-hmm. And I think I wrote back something like the body's not even cold or something like not today or so, something. Mm-hmm. So just from the jump, it was just off. And I stylistically wasn't right for the chair, and you were. But I also knew so at the Shiva here in LA, someone had already said to me, Kathy's campaigning for the job. The entire situation, wasn't. But I know, Fran Barrett called me. I was on vacation in Hawaii. She was negotiating No, and what happened on my side was I didn't chase it, but I know I felt I knew you weren't right. And they were like, this is our decision. And I'm like, okay. And then they kind of pitted us against each other. Yeah. And after the first episode, I'm going to nameless big executive took me out to lunch, or I met her for drinks, and she said to me, start your list. Yeah. This isn't working. No. And I told them it wasn't going to work. By the time I was home, I had an email with just everything I did wrong. Mm-hmm. And they hadn't even edited the show completely yet. And so then I was going, oh my God, I have literally sitting in Joan's throne and messing it up. And then I tried to get the show to go in the direction of my storytelling. But it didn't. That's not the show. Work. It's not the show. But then we also had a lot of outside personalities. Yes. And I still stick with what I originally said before it all blew up and everything went sideways. It was like someone marrying into a family that wasn't prepared for it and wasn't a right fit. And you guys were up and running business that had it down like that. And we were a family. Yeah. We all had shorthand. It was very complicated. So let's just put that to bed. Okay. Because it was such a surreal experience. I used to get in my car and sob hysterically. And you were going through the lawsuit with the doctor. I was going through hell. And it's so funny because I look back now and I remember how many times I quit. Oh. And they kept saying, you can't leave, you can't leave, you can't leave. Yeah, you're the glue. And then I would quit again. And I would quit again. Yeah. And it all got so convoluted. So when it did explode, it exploded. Yeah. And they turned to me like, you need to fix it. I'm like, I can't. And then they weren't going to give me the show. And I'm like, I quit again. Yeah. And then finally I got the show, which made sense. Yes. Yes. And I just want to say, I only did 5 episodes. Yes. So it's not but like they didn't give us I went on for years and then left people hanging. Like you guys were already a unit. We came back too soon. Didn't think it through. I was pushed into a corner. Yeah. I was told, you are going to do this. And I kept saying, this isn't going to work. And I felt in a corner like, you're going to do Joan. Right. And I was like, nobody does Joan. Right. And nobody does Joan. It was just so stupid. But
I did make sure you got your wardrobe.
That was amazing. I still have every dress, and I'm sure they're pissed.
Come on, I made
but
sure
I was
you were
like,
treated.
no, the executive producer told me I could keep these dresses, which have been altered to my body and my body alone, and I wore them for all the press, and I did do a lot of press, which I was happy to do.
We all did.
But we all did, and we were hoping, but I have known you since you were 1 year out of Penn,
Yeah.
and I certainly never wanted a beef with you, and when I was with your mom, she talked about you most of the time more than anything. And you know that she loved you. But I mean, you were, when I say the apple of her eye.
Until Cooper.
Then bye-bye.
Yeah, I served my purpose.
That's right. You delivered the golden egg.
I was going to say the Petit Prince.
Yeah.
The Dauphin.
Yes. Now, is it true? Because when I went to visit the Royals with your mother, is it true? Because she threw you under the bus.
Of course she did.
That you didn't go because you had already met them and you just didn't feel the need to go.
No. So she would ask me to go with her
Joan.
She would ask me to go year after year. And there was always a conflict. There was a big conflict with some standing stuff in my life.
It was very formal.
I know. And now I totally regret not going. Totally regret it.
It was 2 wild nights. It was one night at Buckingham and one night at Windsor.
So, but one year, were you with my mom, the year there was a big lunch, and she said she walked into this house that was spectacular, and she literally said she's never been around the feeling of that much power in a room.
Yes, she said,
these
are the people who make the real decisions.
Yes.
Not the politicians.
No.
She said, these are the ones that have the kind of wealth that make the actual decisions that really do affect your everyday life. Yeah.
Yes. See, and I so regret not doing that now, but live and learn.
I mean, I do love the idea that she's made you sound like you're just too busy.
Oh, but by the way, and I probably wrote it off that way. Mom, I can't. I can't. What is the one job that you passed up that you regret, and what is the one job you regret taking?
Okay, the one I passed up was way back in the day. And it was the first time they did a syndicated version of The Weakest Link. And Stuart Krasnow graciously,
I love Stuart.
Exactly,
We all know
he's been
Stuart.
around forever. He's a producer, been around forever. And they offered me the host part. And at that time, comedians weren't doing game shows yet. And I was so foolishly self-righteous that I said to them, I think the show's amazing. I watch it, but I said, I don't know if I can then go back to stand-up, which is really my calling, if I host a game show. I was wrong. The salary was amazing.
The easiest
Jane
hours.
Lynch is perfect for it, by the way.
And the easiest hours, you shoot 5 a day,
Really
twice a month.
stupid.
It's so easy.
Really stupid.
Yeah.
And then as far as one I've accepted, probably just every single student film that I did for free. It ended up costing me money because I paid for my own hair and makeup. And then whatever, if there was other expenses, then I kind of ended up doing it. And every director that then went on to work and didn't hire me.
Oh, duh.
So they wasn't paid forward. So it was this, if you do this free project, then down the line, this person will remember. Never. They don't pay it forward.
No. But we picked
But
this
I
business.
did 'em.
Kathy,
I know.
I love you.
I love
I'm so
you
glad
so
we're
much.
here.
I know, me too.